Serious decisions have been made this harvest season. Decisions which will change the future of Chimerica. The United States retracted economic aid. The people fought back another coup. And Presidente Olmec, realizing his hopes of playing both the United States and the Soviet Union had been smashed, committed to one side. The consequences of such actions remain to be seen. Let's continue playing Hidden Agenda, where everyone has a hidden agenda. Let's chat with our good friend here now, Vladimir N. Razumov. Military aid offered by the USSR includes tanks, armed transport vehicles, rocket launchers, and armed helicopters. They have so far declined to offer advanced jet fighters of the mid-class. I'm okay with that. That's not really necessary. There is a smell of gunpowder in the air, Presidente. Do not underestimate the damage that can be inflicted by a few mercenaries with machine guns in their arms and fresh dollars in their pockets. In view of the current danger to your revolutionary movement, my government is now willing to send increased economic and military aid. Though the choice is made difficult by the insurgency, we must resist the temptation to let the Cubans fight it for us. No, Ignacio. It's possible that I may need to replace you in this matter. I may have to replace my entire cabinet in this matter. Because let us drink the success of the Chimerican Revolution, Razumov says with satisfaction. The peoples of the Soviet Union of Chimerica are comrades in arms in the common struggle. Their friendship is firm. Army Chief of Staff, Korea. Late last night, our troops shot down a plane delivering supplies in secret to the reactors. All those aboard died in the crash, but captured documents give us incontrovertible evidence that for some time the reactionary forces have secretly been armed and trained by agents of the CIA. Miraculous misery. Thousands stood in line for hours today to view the miraculous statue of the Virgin in the church of the humble village of Las Vegas. As onlookers gape, tears stream from the eyes of the wooden plaster saint. The parish priest explained that she was crying for Chimerica because of its turn toward communism. While the CIA is sending aid to the Death Squad guerrillas who terrorize our countryside. Though the documents from the downed plane reveal a good deal, it is still unclear whether the Colossus of the North plans a full-scale invasion. We must prepare for all eventualities. Chimericans have faced Marines before. This time we will be ready. Without funding from the U.S., all observers agree the reactors would not last a week. Washington persists in referring to the war as covert. The peculiar notion seems to have taken hold that unless the American public is told about something officially, it does not exist, however overt it may appear to the rest of the world. The president denied that his administration is trying to overthrow the government of Chimerica. What we see today in Chimerica is a group of freedom fighters, a purely indigenous movement reacting heroically to a textbook example of Soviet and Cuban subversion. Claims the CIA is involved without foundation. The draft continues to build resistance. Mothers of draft-age children, led by Occidental market shopkeeper Esmeralda Osorio, plan a major demonstration soon. Chimerica may be small in size, but is large in patriotic spirit. The people burn with the desire to defend themselves. If the U.S. Marines invade, like they have done so many times before, it is our patriotic duty to resist. There are only a few cowards who, when their country calls, will arrange not to be at home. A, surprised I'm still alive. B, I did not see this outcome. Very interesting game. Very interesting. I think I'll be talking with Esmeralda Osorio. Lightly armed militias formed throughout the country to protect farms, homes, cooperative, and livestock. Currently under arms, 100,000 citizens. I think I'll be chatting with her. I think I'm okay with taking down the draft now. I think I'm okay with that. Haven't we seen enough killing already? Manzon says sadly. My son is not a fighter. Why must he be drafted into the army? There are always some people who like to fight. If fighting is necessary, hire them. That's the way it has always been done. If there is anything the Farsante experience tells us, it is that the army must remain totally separate from political affairs. Today, we see the National Liberation Party using the army to train people in national liberation ways of thinking. I cannot think of a better formula for producing yet another dictatorship. I agree with this. We have strengthened the army, but it is no longer needed to put a tax upon our citizens. Try to head this matter off before it gets out of control. Good joke. Good joke indeed, Grimmeth. Cuban consul, how's it going, bro? Military aid offered by Cuba consists of military advisors trained in counterinsurgency warfare, to training militias, and preparations for potential invasion. The mercenaries attacking clinics in the Chimerican Hills are just a beginning. It would be prudent to prepare for all eventualities, including an invasion by the U.S. Marines. We are prepared to help strengthen your position both economically and with increased numbers. I love seeing how this game is building upon the previous events. I mean, if you play the game multiple times, I'm sure you'd be able to break it down and you know, like, the exact formulae where things trigger. But just like someone who hasn't played the game in a fucking decade and a half, it's great to just see how, like, the world is changing and people are changing to match the world. It's like a dynamic environment, which is awesome. It's like, look at the background. Everyone is talking about how the U.S. Marines may potentially stage their own invasion upon Chimerica and overthrow this communist government here. I mean, you know, I don't like the idea of facing fucking U.S. Marines, but I mean, that's great there. The mercenaries attacking clinics in Chimerican Hills are just the beginning. That is a sound and valid point, a concern that is extended back since the Death Squad started attacking them. Good. Done. All power to the revolution. Yes. Message from the United States Ambassador. Your policies continue to threaten the stability and security of the hemisphere. We cannot allow Chimerica to become a Soviet beachhead on the North American mainland. Since other attempts to communicate our displeasure have proven fruitless, we have no choice but to declare an embargo against all commerce with Chimerica. Yeah, I knew that was a possibility. Kinda already committed, especially after everything the United States have been doing to us. I'm just saying, it's gonna suck. A number of international banks have expressed to me their grave concern with Chimerica's rapidly rising level of debt. May I suggest that we do our utmost to keep government expenditures to a minimum and increase the volume of our exports? The third year of your presidency, the harvest season ends, the dry season begins. This is going to be a tumultuous final year, folks. Strikes in several factories quickly escalate into a general strike against most industrial employers. Hector Ferreira once again is involved. With every union victory we go stronger. We have a long way to go. The workers with important skills do all right, but the rest, many still work from 6 in the morning to 7 at night, 6 days a week. We're going to hold firm on this, god damn it. Whew. When the engine breaks in a US-made harvester, where will the farmer get parts to fix it? Who will buy all our cattle ranchers' beef now that the North American fast food chains are off limits? The friendly Providential Foods representative, so long a fixture on our farms, is gone for good. This embargo is an unqualified disaster. The embargo is a form of war. As such, all patriotic Americans must rise up and resist. If it has a good side, it is that it will force us to finally break free from our humiliating dependence on the gringos. Our friends in Scandinavia and Japan have already promised to buy more. Reaction to the embargo of Latin American capitals was uniformly negative. The feeling seems to be that once more the United States has taken unilateral action without consulting its allies in the region. Also of concern are fears of what effects the embargo weapon might have if turned on their own economies. There's some question as to how enforceable such an embargo can be. Cigars already appear on New York shelves under the label Joya de Guatemala. Nevertheless, such roundabout commercial routes will be an expensive proposition for American exporters. How are we doing? Yep. Yep. Infant mortality still decreasing. Very good. Land distribution still doing good there. Food crops, yeah. Export crops, this is about to get a hell of a lot more painful for us. Quit fucking making so much goddamn cotton. Stop it. Cotton is no longer profitable. Fucking quit it. It's like the South in the 1800s. Fuck. Great Britain and France have totally got to help us in the Civil War, man. Want to know why? Because we have cotton. Great Britain is like looking at its huge amount of cotton stores it's accumulated over the past years, and they're looking at their workers, and the British workers are like saying, no, the Confederacy supports slavery. We're gonna have a problem with you if you choose to get involved. And Great Britain's like, yeah, not a good idea. Especially after that whole, Emancipation Proclamation thing kind of centered international focus on the issue of slavery. Yeah. Of course, if Civil War had gone like the way I played it in Civil War Generals 2, the Confederacy would have been smashed a very long time ago. Loans and aid. Loans from international banks and institutions have absolutely plummeted. Hard currency reserves. I don't know what the problem was. Everything looks like it's fine to me. I mean, the amount of loans is going down, like I'm paying that shit off, right? And my currency continues to go up, right? I don't know what the problem was according to Banker Man, but I bet that will change as we begin to feel the full weight of the embargo. Beginning of dry season in year 3. We are at war with everyone. Ah, well. Life's a bitch and then you die. So, let's talk with you, Banker Man. Good day, Presidente. We're doing the same thing. Yep. Sounds good to me. Coffee grower. How's it going, bro Jesus? We feel the same way. Good. Rights activist. How you doing? Fantastic. Still doing the same thing. That's good, that's good. Not everyone is changing. hopefully this might end up being a PR disaster for the United States, but the United States has proven, as of late, that it gives no fucks about PR in the international community. We'll attack whoever the fuck we want, you sons of bitches! And I'm just saying, if the United States actually attacked America, we would lose. I don't care how determined our people are. We would lose. It's kind of the fucking United States of fucking America. Most folks don't end up... I mean, you can drag the U.S. to a stalemate. It could happen. If you drag the war on long enough, and the American public gets pissed at you, and they just want it to end. But it's just a whole can of worms you really don't want to open for the country. Just saying. Alright. Cotton cultivator, can I tell you to stop fucking producing cotton? Stop it! Quit it! Shopkeeper, how are you doing? We're gonna continue to encourage charitable institutions, I guess. Sounds good to me. Funeral for victims of the reactor attack on the town of Chiriqui. After lobbing mortars into the center of town, guerrillas overran the light defenses. After a 2-day occupation, the People's Reconciliation Army retook the town. Coffee worker Espinosa will report. Will we just lay down and die? Espinosa demands, shaking with fury. Terrorists attack our farms, our homes, our schools. What does the government do? Almost nothing. Fuck you, dude. I have burned the bridges. Any bridges with the United States government. I instituted a fucking draft. I brought in economic and military aid from the USSR and Cuba. Suck my dick, Sergio. President Olmec ain't even fucking playing right now. Who the fuck do you think you are? When we let mercenaries trained and paid by a foreign power overrun our towns, how can we call ourselves patriots? Yep. We give them arms, protect themselves, and declare a state of emergency. Let the mercenaries come, he exults. The people united will never be defeated. It is fucking on now. The Battle of Chiriqui may be a turning point, making it clear how strong the rebels are, and that there is no time to lose in moving towards reconciliation. The massacre at Chiriqui may be a turning point, making it clear how brutal the rebels are, how much more vigilant must be our defenses. Curious passivity of the Chimerican government in the face of guerrillas armed and funded by a superpower. More civilians are dying in the Chimerican conflict than in both the armies put together. The takeover of the town of Chiriqui by the reactors indicates growing opposition to the government. What is this state of emergency for the name of a cemetery in which they plan to bury our freedoms? No more will traitors do their dirty work with impunity. The emergency is the only logical response to a dangerous situation. All local newspapers and broadcasters will be forced to submit a copy in advance to a censorship office. To many observers, the most disturbing feature of the emergency is the institution of revolutionary tribunals, parallel court system charged with the identification and prosecution of subversives. That's why I didn't want to declare a state of emergency. I don't want to go back to another dictatorship. I want to make democracy work. Not a republic. Not a socialist. If the government cannot give us land, Espinosa says with some bitterness, at least it can give us a more equal salary structure and protect us from exploitation by the owners. We work just as hard as the city workers, but they get paid much more. I thoroughly disapprove of the wage freeze imposed under the so-called emergency. The National Liberation Party uses the insurgency as an excuse to consolidate its control over the country. I shall revoke the wage freeze provisions of the state of emergency. God damn it. We're not revoking the entire emergency thing. I need to have a fucking discussion. I should have tabled that. No, I couldn't have tabled it. It was an immediate attention thing. And both people were clamoring for an emergency, so I didn't have a choice in the matter. What will I tell you? Yes, yes. Moderation, remember? Moderation. In a move of transparent hypocrisy, the Popular Stability Party claims to champion the workers' right to strike. Oh, they really wanted us to put pressure on the government. The Popular Stability Party. Oh, yeah. You remember Antonio and Francisco, right? Yeah. Bernardo, you got any shit coming for me? You want to take me out, man? Come at me, bro. Actually, I don't want to challenge you in that regard. You don't have to come at me. It's okay. How you doing, Doc? Drastically cut. What? Am I misreading something in this game? I am now looking in supplication towards the popcorn ceiling above me. Am I not reading it right? Am I too tired? I know I've been awake for a while. I'm so tired I can't even do the proper hour math. The graphs, it looked like I'm still doing good. Fuck you, lady. You have chosen a different path than the one we recommended, Ortiz says carefully. Nevertheless, we will oblige you. You fucking better! Hello, Bishop. Though the work of the Electoral Council could go on forever, the bishop says gravely. At some point we must decide to adopt the Constitution and proceed with elections. Until now, you have governed by popular mandate. Is it not time to prove that you represent our people legitimately? Schedule elections for National Assembly and Presidente at the end of the next season. I like this idea. The popularity of our insurrection against Farsante provides us with a historic opportunity. With proper preparation, we may soon be ready to hold the first truly free and open elections in our country's history. I agree with you. A draft of the new Constitution has been given to the National Assembly. Among its provisions are few restrictions on presidential succession, a strong executive branch, local mayors elected through barrio defense committees. Congratulations, Presidente. Your policies have earned you renomination by the party of steady, moderate reform. We will stand behind you in the difficult days ahead. Third year of your presidency. The dry season ends and the rainy season begins. I was so wrapped up that I wasn't keeping track of the time of the video. I'm glad the Christian Reform Party supports me. I'm very glad. I have tried so hard, and 3 of their fucking dudes are ministers on my team. I'm so tired.